having more something than brains. You can fill in the blank yourself. Having more something than brains. This really isn't a request. This is something I was maneuvered into. A number of people have been very helpful and really have jumped in to do a lot of things to get this going. And I'm very grateful to all but one of them. And that's just the one of them. Somebody wrote a piece for one of the newsletters, and I don't remember the history of it. But there's this wonderful little thing about, you've got to come to your father John, he's got a great voice, and he sings everything in the world, from Broadway to classical, from opera to country and western. Country and western. Well, it was in print, so I was obliged. I figured, oh God, some poor soul is going to lay out $100 to hear country and western. I better do something for him. So I immediately fell back on my principle of find something nobody knows. And actually, there was the country and western song I had heard down in a bar in Louisiana. I heard a lot of things in the bar in Louisiana. This one I actually remembered. Clean it up, guy. I was there. Whoa. I don't remember that. But there was a piece that somebody had called Drop Kick Me Jesus Through the Goalposts of Life. And I figured, well, that's a religious song, so I thought, well, this will be easy. So, we're on the internet. So, well, we're not. I mean, the Jesuits aren't. Because we live in Surulere. No, that's true, because in Surulere, we've been trying since 1993 to get a digital phone. And if there's anybody here who has anything to do with Nitel, I forgive you. If Nitel were in charge of sex, there would be no babies born in Nigeria. We have filled out 3 applications. We have gone down, and we've done everything we can do except pay a bribe. And for us, it's a matter of we will not pay a bribe to Nitel to get the service we ought to get. So as a result, we have an analog phone, which means we can do email, but not anything else, right? The mysteries of the internet remain mysteries to us. So I sent out email letters to people and said, get me, God kick me Jesus through the goalposts of life. I've got people in London, and they're fascinated with the challenge. And I've got people who are surfing the net and going, can't do it. Several people, including our hostess, came up with the words. Somebody came up with the chords, and God bless her, one old stage manager buddy of mine, she sent me from San Francisco a CD with somebody actually singing this on it. So this is the John Sheehan arrangement. This is somebody who's never had a piano lesson in his life. And they've got a chord. It says G7. I don't know what that means. I figured there's a G in it somewhere, but we'll see. Isn't it a terrible thing to be so old you've got to wear your glasses to see the keyboard? Notice how nobody laughed at that. That says something about the age of the audience. Drop kick me Jesus through the goalposts of life, and over into the land for the ride, straight to the heart of them righteous upright. Drop kick me Jesus through the goalposts of life. my usual milieu. Somebody suggested actually it would be fun if I sang it through once sort of operatic and then switched to the middle. Kick me, Jesus! But I didn't think it would work. This next song, I don't know why it's in the program. I just thought it would be fun to do. And I hope to goodness I'm right. Yeah. What use is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret on job. Come to the cabaret. No use permitting some prophet of gloom to wipe every smile away. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Come hear the band. Oh, here, taste the wine. Come hear the band. Yeah, that's good, because it rhymes. Come blow your horns, start celebrating right this way. Your table's waiting. Just permitting some prophet of gloom to take out your holiday. Cause life is like a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Television the other night. I don't do it very often, and that's why, because it upsets me. Was watching this wonderful program, and Colin Wilkinson appeared, and he sang the song that I am about to sing. And he doesn't sing it anything like I sing it. So if any of you were watching that program the other night and heard Colin Wilkinson, please forget it. I think I'm just going to sing it, and then if anybody looks confused, we'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
I might have known if God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one, how soon they fly on and on, and I am old, and when we go, grant him peace, grant him joy. He is young, he is only a boy. You can songs that I like. And when I first heard that, I'll tell you the truth, it took half a dozen, 8 times before I could get through singing it without crying. Ooh, good stuff. Excuse me. I did that because I don't get to do that after the next one. Theater, telling of stories, reaches perhaps its highest form in opera. And it is always the ambition, the wondering of a singer, if he or she can make it in opera. And there is nothing more thrilling than standing on a stage, singing great music written for the voice with an orchestra behind you, or underneath you, or in front of you, or wherever they put it. When I was little, there was a casual comment made when I was a small boy. Somebody was talking about smoking cigarettes, and I was maybe 8. I was a boy soprano. I was singing, but no. And somebody said, just a throwaway line. They said, when I was little, there was a casual comment made when I was a small boy. Somebody was talking about smoking cigarettes, and I was maybe 8. I was a boy soprano. I was singing, but no. And somebody said, just a throwaway line. They said, oh, well, of course, if you sing, you can't smoke. Whoa, I knew what was important in my life. So when I was growing up, all my friends are sneaking out behind the garage. Cigarettes now. I was, this was a while ago. And I never did, because I wanted to be a singer. When I got older, I'm the baby boomer generation, we discovered drugs. All my friends are sneaking out behind the garage to roll their little joint. And the couple of times I tried it because I never smoked, the pain in the throat, forget it, So I don't have a lot of first-hand experience with drugs, like some of our politicians. But I cannot imagine that the high you get from drugs could be any greater than those moments when a high note is clear and crisp and beautifully placed and the orchestra is swelling up underneath you. Now that may not happen tonight, but we're going to give it a shot. This first aria is from one of the few operas where the tenor gets to be a comedian. It's called, what is it called? L'Elixir d'Amore, The Elixir of Love. It's a very funny opera with Wonderful music. And the tenor is a bit of a buffoon. He's the hero who falls in love with a girl who doesn't love him, and the doctor comes along with a magic love potion, and then it gets complicated, right? You can write the rest of it yourself. But there is one moment in the opera that turns serious. The hero has been in love with this girl since before the show opens. And finally, with the elixir and a whole lot of other things, she falls in love with him. And now it's his turn for revenge. And he goes off, and he's got a girl on each arm and 2 or 3 following behind, and she's just left off in the side. But as he goes off, out of the corner of his eye, he sees rolling down her cheek one lonely tear. Una furtiva lacrima. Elisir d'amore, the tenor gets to be a comic. But one of the great roles for tenors is in Pagliacci, the clown. When I came out tonight, somebody said, "Oh, you're wearing a Pagliacci outfit." Pagliacci is faced with something that anyone who has ever performed has had to face, where you must go out on stage and portray one emotion when inside your heart is breaking. He has just discovered that his real life wife is having an affair. And there's nothing more important to him than her. But it's showtime. And so he must put on the clown's outfit and put on the white face and go out and entertain the audience. I'm back. I was going to dance in, actually, but Maria plays that so fast my feet didn't know what to do. How did you be called? Now you're from Russia. Okay. Boy, that was quick. I thought I just barely made the change, you know. Let's do Hippopotamus. Yeah, this is another Flanders and Swan song. This is a fascinating song for me. I think somewhere they have tapped into the deep Jungian subconscious of the population. Because everywhere I've been, anytime this song has been done, everybody knows it. And they would swear they've never heard it. But when you get to the chorus, everybody knows the chorus. And nobody can tell you where they learned it from. It appears in your dreams, I think. So, when we get to the chorus, please feel free to join in. In fact, I'm going to encourage you to join in. It's much more fun if you join in. I will feel very silly waving my arms if nobody joins in. All right? The other fun thing about this song is, again, imagine two grown men sitting down, making a living, writing a song about hippopotamus. Trying to find a rhyme for hippopotamus is worthy of an afternoon's activity. And what they have done is, of course, they've turned it into different forms. So pay attention as we go through and listen to all the different ways that they deal with the river horse. You ready? You ready? Let's do it. A bold hippopotamus was standing one day on the banks of the old Chevron. He gazed at the bottom as it cheerfully lay, by the light of the evening star. Now way up on the hillside sat combing her hair his fair hippopotamine like thunder to the forest, re-echoed with the sound of the song that they sang when they met. His inamorata just forgot her and lifted her voice in duet. Mud, mud, glorious mud, nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us follow in glory. Yes. One more time. I know the note. That's not. Ah, yes, that one. More hippopotami began to convene on the banks of that river so wide. I wonder now, what am I to say of that scene that ensued by the Shalimar side? They dived all at once with an ear-splitting splosh, splosh, then rose to the surface again. A regular army of hippopotami, all singing this haunting refrain. Stop! Now, this is your last chance. Now, I don't want to offend anybody's sensibilities, but so far I have not been overwhelmed by the response. And just think, you can tell your children and your grandchildren that you once sang at a concert where the tickets were $100 apiece. But you can only do it if you actually sing this time. Are we ready? Ready? And that's good. Glorious sun, nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us follow in glorious mud. The reason that there is a long pause there was not for dramatic impact. It was the entertainer looking at his watch, judging the restlessness in the bottom, and listening to his own vocal cords deteriorating. What will we do next? I think what we will do next is... No, kid. Actually, you're finished for the evening, but stay there because you look so good in that dress. Niku, we're going to do the Van de Van. Somebody asked me during the interval why I wasn't doing anything by Frank Sinatra. You know, My Way, something like that. Well, there are several reasons. One is that my father and Frank Sinatra hated each other. They really did. I mean, and it was mutual. During the war, my father had been in charge of the command performance broadcast for the troops, and he and Sinatra had a falling out, and he took some action in the industry, and Frank, until the day he died, apparently. I mean, my father's name was not a happy thing, and vice versa. So that's one reason. But I love some of his music, and in fact, I will do some in my next concert. This is the French version of My Way. It was done by Edith Piaf, and it's called Rien de Rien. And it's the same idea, but it's just in French. And if you don't speak French, then think so. Je ne regrette rien, ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal écrans, mes plaisirs. Je n'ai plus besoin de balayer les amours et tout l'autre est mon nom, balayer pour toujours. Je repars à zéro. Something very dangerous. I stopped for a moment to say a few thank yous. And there are some thank yous in the program, and I'm not even going to try to touch all of those. Thank yous are dangerous because you can't thank everybody and you'll leave things out. But there are a couple of folks. And one is, you know, being a Jesuit, Father Ignatius, who founded the order, was a bear on poverty. When we take our final vows, one of the solemn promises that's added to them is we promise never to try to work for, change, or accept any modification of our vow of poverty except to make it more strict. Ignatius really believed that you had to trust in God and trust in others. And more times in my life than I want to know about, at exactly the right moment, exactly the perfect person has entered my life to change things for me. A couple of months before this concert, I was introduced to somebody. A friend said, you should like this person. Well, when I started this concert, this person stepped in like it was her responsibility to make it succeed. She sold tickets, she baked drinks, she did things, she made everything happen. Now, I'm not saying that this concert would not have taken place without Patricia Shower, but it would not have been nearly as much fun or as good. There are two names on the little thank yous that you might not know at all. One is Charles Redding. Charles is in New York. He was Giuseppe De Luca's assistant when De Luca was singing at the Met and other places and then teaching. And then when De Luca died, he became a voice teacher himself, and he's been my voice teacher since 1967. Charles is not a young man anymore, but I talked to him 2 days ago, and he is still teaching and singing. And what voice I have, some nights better than others, is largely due to him, and I thank him. The other name you would not recognize is Niku Ekam. Niku has been hiding in the closet all night long. He has been running the sound for me. He's a Jesuit scholastic. He did some philosophy study in Zimbabwe. He came back here and has been working at our parish in Benin City for several years. He is now going off to begin more philosophy study in French, in Kinshasa. So pray for him. Bulletproof Catholics all around. Nico is himself a singer. He loves music, is interested in music, and I asked if he could come for this weekend because I trust him and he puts up with me and it's nice. If he is the future of the Society of Jesus in Nigeria, we're all going to be in good shape. So thank you, Nico. And of course, finally, yay, the Kirklands. When I wrote and said, could I douche your living room? And they said yes, I thought that was a great thing. I mean, I was thrilled to pieces. And at that point, I said, all right, now, here's a list of all the other stuff I've got to do. Right? So I met with Joy and George. Said, all right, now, I got to get some more chairs. No, we'll take care of that. Oh, okay. Well, I've got drinks contributed, and I'll bring the glasses and the ice. No, we'll take care of that. All right, I'm going to find some people to bring in food. No, we'll take care of that. said. They said, we all live for that. If you two would like to sing one of the encores, you're and finally, to y'all, very seriously, someone asked me last week, and they said, John, no offense, but you really think you're worth $100? And I said, of course not. You know, I don't think anybody is worth $100. The big fat guy with the beard, I'm sorry, he's great, but $100? You know. But what is worth $100 is the help that will be provided to poor children at St. Francis Sedimu and at Loyola Jesuit College. And I talked a little bit in the program about that because Loyola has gotten the reputation, unfortunately, of being the rich person's school, and it's expensive. But right now, 1/3 of the school is on scholarship. We would like to maintain that as we add the next 3 years of classes and ultimately increase it. We do not want to be a rich person's school. We want to be a school for all of Nigeria. It is a Nigerian school. It's not an international school. And while expatriates are more than welcome, we're not interested as much in teaching the children of ambassadors who are here for 3 years or 4 years. We want to teach the next generation of Nigerians. And that's what we're about. And we're doing very well as we begin. And we thank you very much for the help that you've provided tonight that will make more things possible. One other item of business. I am about to violate a cardinal rule of theater, which is, you know, if you're having troubles, you don't ever tell the audience. Well, most of you know me, and you can hear that I am gradually going hoarse. So I'm not going to sing 3 encores. I'm going to sing one song now and one after that, and then we're going to go find out where these wonderful smells are coming from. Save your tickets. All right? The tickets that you brought for tonight, save them. Because for those of you who are not traveling, and the Hohenbergers and others can give them to their friends, I will have 2 or 3 CDs in the fall. I have a 2-week recording appointment booked in August in England. And when I come back, I will have 2 or hopefully 3 CDs. Your tickets are good for a 50% discount on the CDs. And the next time I give a concert, now, if I'm doing a concert for the British Wives Organization, and I'm singing as part of an evening they're doing on June 10th, or when I sing at Muson, I have no control over that. But the next time I give a concert, bring your ticket and you will get in for free. My present to you as an extra thank you for tonight. It's also one way of assuring I get an audience, you know. All right, this is the last song of the formal evening, and then there will be 1 encore, not 3. The reason is simple. The 3 songs I was going to sing for an encore in my current vocal state, I can't do them. I can't do them. I was going to sing Nessun Dorma, and I know I won't hit the high note, and I was going to sing Tostis Ideale, and I know I can't make the notes float, so I owe you 2 songs. Sue me. This song is another one where the words are as good as the music. The message is part of what it's all about. It comes at the end of Carousel. Another one that brings me to tears. I mean, a good production of Carousel, I'm sitting there, and I know the script. I'm reciting the words along with the actors, and it doesn't make any difference. When they get to the end of that show, I'm all puddly and drippy and just a mess. And this is that song. for your dreams be tossed and walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk I'm not as old as some, but I've been around a lot, and I know that no matter what happens to you, you've got to keep your chin up high. No matter how dark, no matter how depressing, don't be afraid of the dark. I've been there and I've talked to those who have been there, and I promise you, at the end of the storm, there is a golden sky. And the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and left somebody out of all of my thank yous because I thought I could kill two birds with one stone. I mean, Maria is a brilliant pianist. She is a brilliant accompanist, and she has put up with more surprises and cutouts and drops, and half the time she's not sure what I'm going to do, and she has done it all with great grace and humor and love and above all talent. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria the As you notice from your program, she is doing a concert all by herself on the 30th of May. And it's a lot cheaper than this one. It's at Muson. If you have not been to Muson, you should go. You should join. You should be members of Muson. It is one of the most gorgeous concert halls I've ever seen. It is one of the nicest, friendliest, best facilities in the world. It was founded with a philosophy of high standards, and there are those who work very hard to maintain it. And as you know, if you've been here, that's not always easy. And so if you've not been to Muson, if you're not a member of Muson, do it right now, right now. All right? Last song. This is a very emotional song. I talked earlier about songs that make people cry. And this is a song that comes out of one of the most tearing and searing and emotional moments in the life of an Irishman. It's It's a pub closing song. I'm Irish. What can I tell you? My name is Sheehan. My mother's maiden name was Meehan. Gracie Meehan Sheehan. One of my father's sisters married a man named Jerry Behan. The Meehans, the Sheehans, and the Behans all get together, there's no hope. But usually they would get together in a pub. And every now and then they throw you out. Oh, there's no tape, that's just me. Sorry. Oh, all the money that e'er I spent it in good company. And all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And what I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all. Oh, all the comrades that e'er I've known are sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts that e'er I've had would bid me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise, and you should not, well, I gently rise, and I softly call, good night, and joy be to you. God bless you. For the applause, but you can't fool me. You're just standing up because you know they're going to open the buffet line. Thank you very much. It was great fun. Do you have an announcement to make about how to proceed?
I would suggest if you'd like to drink first.
I'd love a drink, yeah. Sometime.
I think you do one. We'll have drinks first, and I'll